Hey everyone, my name is Stephanie. I just finished my first year of PT school. I'm putting together a few videos just to kind of help you guys know what PT school is like, how we got in, and also just interview tips, things like that.
My undergrad major was general studies.
I studied applied physiology and kinesiology and studied Spanish as a minor at the University of Florida.
Did 1 year, I got my associate's degree at a small state college and then transferred to UF and did a health science major.
As far as picking an undergraduate major goes, really you can get any bachelor's degree as long as you have the prereqs, psychology degrees, geography degrees, history degrees. But once they got their degree, they had to go back and take the prerequisites to get into PT school. So with my major, exercise science, I took all the prerequisite courses in my undergraduate.
We didn't do that. I went back to school later on and took all my core requirements, all the prerequisites that I needed for the program, and kicked butt in those. Specific to the program GPA, my GPA was very strong. The other stuff that I had in undergrad that wasn't relevant to the field, that didn't matter. And I think I also made up for that with my experience, with my work experience, my volunteer experience.
I did not take time off school. I'm kind of a ball that just keeps gaining momentum and I can't stop. And so I went straight into it, but I did take the summer off before starting PT school in the fall.
That I didn't really know exactly what I wanted to do. So that's kind of why I took time off. I wanted to explore some options. I also was able to travel a lot and live in a lot of different places. I think the major pro is when I started PT school, I knew that is exactly what I wanted. So there were no doubts or anything. I knew like this is where I wanted to go. A con is that you just, like I didn't make very much money, doing the other stuff. And so it's gonna take me longer to start getting a good paycheck, which kind of sucks, but I feel like for me, knowing that it's what I want to do was worth it.
I would definitely suggest doing something you enjoy before PT school, because you're not going to have the chance really to travel, or that you won't be able to do when you're in the school mode. As far as did it hinder me, I don't think it did. Some of my peers, they had a little bit more experience because they took time off. They were techs. They worked in clinics, so they were able to see different sides. Pro, I would say, is I was already in the study mode. I knew exactly how I studied.
Where were you?
Yeah, I was a rehab tech at Monroe Regional Medical Center, so acute care setting in the hospital. So that is helpful for certain pieces, but there's a lot of pieces that I wish I had, that I know a lot of classmates who had outpatient experience, and that's probably more relevant on the earlier part of it. I think as we get further into it and like we see PathoPharm and some of that stuff, that might help me out more. But everybody has an advantage and everyone has disadvantages, so it all works out. So my experience was great. And
I was not limited by taking time off. We were caught up really quickly on things that maybe other people had seen in the clinic. And so if you want to go straight into PT school, I would say go for it. If you have the time and the money and you have the mentality that I'm going to do this, definitely go straight into PT school. If you want to take a year or two, travel or work in a clinic, you're not quite ready financially or mentally for PT school, then definitely take your time. Both ways are very beneficial depending on who you are.
For me, I wanted a PT school that was not competitive, that felt more like a family. My whole undergraduate career and degree was all about competition, all about doing the best and being the best, and doing as much as I could to apply to get into PT school. So I kind of felt like I've made it once I got in, so I wanted a school that would make me feel comfortable and just give me easy learning environment and a home feel.
I was looking for in a PT school a program that cared about me individually as a person, and a close-knit PT family group. And thankfully I'm in a very small class size, which has given me the opportunity to make 29 new friends, and we've really had that family knit relationship, and I really wanted that in a PT school. You're applying, look at the class size, and when you go and meet them, kind of ask them about their class dynamic, because that was something I really wanted in a program. I did also look at pass rates. I do believe that passing the MBTE, is the goal. And so I did look for programs that had a high first-time pass rate. I thought that was really important to me because I don't want to have to take it more than one time. And I also looked at the professor-student relationship dynamic when I was at my interviews and took note and asked students about how close they are with their professors, because I really wanted professors to be able to give me one-on-one time if I ever need that in class.
I applied to 3 places, and I was up at the school I'm at because when I went to the interview, I just really, what drew me to it the most was how connected everybody was. Because I went to another interview and it seemed a lot more kind of stiff and uptight, and just people weren't very laid back. They didn't seem like super friendly with each other. And then the program I decided to go to, everybody seemed really close and like they had fun together and they had a good pass rate and everything. And
GPA is very important. Again, go to your school's website and you can see the average GPA that most students have coming into PT school. Try to at least maintain that average, if not above. A community service or volunteering, those are both very important. If you have any opportunity to do any research at your college, even if it's for a few weeks, a few months, a year, schools are now starting to become more research-based, and they want to see that you've researched or that you've had some experience in that area, so that can only boost your resume.
Some of the things I would change that I did in undergrad is when asking for a recommendation letter, I really think you should, as soon as you finish your rotation with them, ask them then to write it, because that's when they'll have you fresh in their mind, and then you can re-email them that letter they wrote for you when it comes time to submitting it to PTCAS, for example. Another thing I would change is choosing a major earlier that was more exercise science focused. I was like a general health science major to begin with, and I had to play a lot of catch up to switch to my applied physiology major, but I definitely recommend going into a major that is specifically exercise science based.
Change something about my undergraduate experience preparing me for PT school. I would focus less on grades. I am a perfectionist, and so I would always strive to have the best grades, the highest GPA, and do the most things I possibly could fit into my schedule. But after being in the program, I'm learning that yes, it's good to be well-rounded, but you don't have to be perfect at everything you do. I think that schools are looking for people who can adapt to many different situations, or kind of more well-versed, but you don't have to be the perfect student, or you don't have to have the perfect experiences or the perfect job experiences in the past to prepare you for physical therapy school.
Thanks so much, guys, for watching. I hope this was helpful and I hope you enjoyed it. Please like or subscribe. Leave any comments down below. Any other videos I can make, or even if you have any questions, just let me know and I can try to help you out. Good luck with this whole process. You can do it and it's totally worth it.